Welcome back to Soda City Live. Before the break, we were here speaking with one of the artisans on this week's Ag and Arts Tour, Stephanie, sharing some of the ways that she creates this amazing art using inspiration from the garden. Like we talked about the Santa okra and some more of the ornaments that she's made with these beautiful techniques. But tell us how you get this process started.
Sure.
So we're soaking something here. What are we soaking?
Right. Well, the first thing you do is you would take a piece of wheat, for instance, and this in fact is actually rye, and you dry it, and then you have to actually remove its outer covering like so. Once you have this kind of raw material, then you soak it for about 30 minutes, generally speaking, and then you begin your platting, is what we call it. And so what I've done here is let's just do the this one right here. This is kind of one of the easier plats. You basically, once you soak it, you tie it here just above the wheat heads. And this is called a compass plat. You can see there's a north, south, east, and west. And basically you just go north, or south, north, there you go, east, west. And you just keep doing that over and over again, like so.
I'm trying to see where this technique is used in any of these. Is that technique
No,
used?
not in that particular one. Nope, that's the 4-straw rustic. But this will slowly build. As you see, you get quick at it.
Now, while you're doing that, let me ask you, how long does it take you to make these pieces, like each piece?
Good question. Yeah, every one's a little different. This one took me about probably about a week of making the different components of it. I just try to do a little bit every day because, of course, this is just a hobby, and not my full-time job.
Listen, these are the type of products made by hand that I say you cannot ask for a discount, okay? A lot of time and effort and skill goes into making things like this. Now, I'm telling you, for it to take you a week to do this will probably take me a year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know
I have
where
some
to
tree
start.
toppers that did take me that long.
Wow.
Yes, I do. It took quite some time. Just coming up with the design and then having to flatten out the wheat, because that's called marquetry. It's a little different technique where you actually split the straw, iron the straw, and then create a design on a flattened image of it.
Wow.
So it's almost like veneer.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. With the AG Tour and you being a host for 5 years, what does a tour like this mean for you in agriculture?
I mean, I just think for a number of things. One, I think that we should always try to promote growing your own food. I am from a background of tobacco farmers, and we had our own home garden, and my father and mother gave their items away. That's pretty much why they grew their garden, and I just love that concept. From the other side of that, from the artisan side of it, I love the fact that what better inspiration than to seeing, what's beautiful outside that the Lord has made for us, right? And so it's just a wonderful time to put the two together.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just think the concept is great that Clemson come up with, and I was inspired by it. So.
That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and as you can see, that's starting to come together at kind of a pattern there. And, this is a very tiny one. This one would have been with larger wheat that I had. But you, again, create that little pattern, and what you can do is keep going on. And as you do, you can actually create what's called a love knot. And I love that. All of this wheat basically, as you will learn about them from its history, usually are what they are called courting favors.
Wow.
So, you would give this, a gentleman would have given this to someone he wanted to go steady with.
Aww.
And so that's why a lot of times, traditionally now, what we do is we put them in boutonnieres or make bouquets. In the Ukraine, you'll see that they make wedding headbands for the wedding day. Just a whole host of things. So it's really kind of neat and special. Basically, they also felt as though that this was a way of storing the wheat, so to speak, making a beautiful creation. They could store the wheat as that creation, as kind of an idea that wheat would be the best wheat to begin next year's crop.
Wow.
So that's neat too.
Multi-purpose.
Yes,
I
exactly.
love that.
Yeah.
Well, Stephanie, we're going to be wrapping up here, but Where will people be able to go for Kershaw's stop on the tour?
Right. So it is, again, June 3rd and 4th, and that is on Saturday 10 to 4 and Sunday 1 to 5. And there will be 5 locations on the tour in Kershaw County. There will be Old McCaskill's Farm, Historic Camden, Canebrake Apiary and Aquaponics, myself, and I am missing one right offhand.
GoDaddy Farms?
GoDaddy Farms. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Perfect.
Awesome. If you take a look at your screen there are other stops that the Ag Tour is going to be making. It might be one closer to you, but we'll have this on our website, SodaCityLive.com. Stephanie, you have to come back because I want to be able to make some of these amazing pieces with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're such a great teacher.
Thank you. Thank you.
Know so much. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back on the other side of this.